to this locker room as well?
I would just say that, I mean, it's a great game to have at this time, and that the luxury of our team is it doesn't matter who's out there. So it was a great win for us, especially being that, like, we haven't got a win that we, like, really felt good about. So this is one where I think we can build off of.
RG, can you just talk about just the way you performed again, always staying ready on both ends of the court, not only your defense, but passing, the three-point shot as well? Then just talk about your overall performance there.
I mean, I would just say, yeah, my opportunities have not been, at the highest that, I wish, but that's why when I step on the court, every single possession, like I told you before, I try to take advantage of every single possession out there, whether it's like defense, offense, even the stuff that doesn't show up in the stat sheet. Like, I just try to do everything I can to help the team, and also my teammates have been like really supportive and like helping me stay ready. Also Andrew and Coach Sonia helping me play with the guys and staying ready. So when I do get opportunities, I feel great out there.
How do you feel like this team took a step forward when it came to the rebounding? It started rough, but then you ended up out rebounding this.
Yeah, I mean, that's been a focus for us for the last, probably all season. So we just always say, like, everybody box out and the guards need to get in there and help. And like I said, this game, there was a lot of positives that we can build upon going into the playoffs. So, and rebounding is one of those things.
Bek, it looked like yesterday's practice, a lot of focus on communication. And just today, a lot of defense looked a lot cleaner, especially communication. Just how was a practice like yesterday really important?
Well, yeah, I feel like we haven't had a lot of time to practice. That was our first real practice probably since All-Star break. And communication has been another focus. So we again did that today, and the more we communicate, like, the better we're connected. So we just need to keep doing that.
There was a sequence in the third quarter where you drove and then dropped it off to Izzy, who got it out the next time. She was in the paint and then found you cutting. Could you just share a little bit of that two-man game that you guys were able to get into tonight?
Yeah. Also, another thing about that is me and Izzy play a lot with the guys. We were just playing yesterday, so I feel like we are learning each other like a lot more, and that shows today when we in that third quarter sequence. Yeah, that was like a little one-two punch.
So I was going to ask you about, you and Steph, right, in the Stay Ready group we saw in practice playing 3-on-3. In what ways maybe is this, if at all, a unique Stay Ready group, or just what led to all three of you having really strong performances off the bench?
I do think that our team is like unique, as in like the bench are players with experience and things like that. So I feel like we're all at the point of our career where we're professional enough and like responsible enough to make sure we are ready. And like I said, we have the help with other coaches out too that helps us do that. But yeah, I think that it's a unique group. We're not like young players, and we understand that in the playoffs or on a team like this, like, you never know when your opportunity will come, so you just have to stay ready.
Bek, can you take us through, I guess, your approach cutting off the basketball? We sort of see you moving everywhere. What sort of is going through your head? What's your decision making when you're cutting?
Yeah, I feel like that's something that I've always done. I know that, like, we have a 5-out offense, so I have to be like particular when I do cut. I've had to learn like who I can cut with and who not, but I think as like we move the ball more, it gets easier to figure out when to do that. But I don't know, I think it's just like a natural instinct. Sometimes I cut too much and like I ran into people, but I'm like I said, I'm learning. I'm learning to do better with that. But it's just a natural instinct, and we have great passers on our team that like find me, so that makes me want to cut even more.
How you felt you dealt with dealing with Centron? I know those 2 threes at the end of the second quarter, that coach probably make that a point of emphasis at halftime, and she only had one attempt, that late 3 in the fourth. Can you talk about how you dealt with Centron as a team tonight?
Yeah, well, we shifted to zone, and even within the zone, like we made a focus, especially at halftime, to make sure we knew where she was, and that goes back to like the communication aspect. So yeah, I feel like we did a good job adjusting in the second half.
Good.
Rebecca, one more, if you have time. You talking about having a win that this team could feel good about, but it takes a certain level of focus to get through the end of the season and into postseason
For
play.
sure, yeah.
How do you balance that, and how do you still relish this, but go ahead and keep collecting wins?
I mean, I think it's just kind of like what I said earlier. Feel good about it, but like build upon it. And we know, like, okay, we got the win. We were supposed to win today, and now we have to go into Phoenix and like do even better. So yeah, just continue to build on it.
Thanks,
Thank
Beck.
you.
Thanks, man. Thank you.
Appreciate it.